everyone, welcome to Tuesday Tips. Our first tip that we are going to be sharing about is called teaching, not testing. Now, if you've worked with me, you've heard me say this before, and it's a point that it's one of the first things I teach parents when I'm working with them, because if we can get this philosophy into our day-to-day life, we are opening up so many more opportunities for our kids to show us what they can actually do without us having to test them to find out. So what this means is, imagine if you were sitting in your office and your boss is coming every 5 minutes to ask you if you know different facts about your job. So, hey, what's this? What's this? What's this? What's this? You would eventually be very exhausted and probably shut down. Maybe you'd go to the bathroom to hide because you're like, I do not want another question. I just want to focus on what I'm doing, what I'm learning, what I'm working on. Kids are the same. They don't want to be hammered with questions. They want to play. And that's how they learn. They learn by playing, and that play and listening to their environment is actually the magic. So whether you ask them to say butterfly, you might get a response, you might not, more likely not. Some kids are people pleasers and they will do whatever they can to get that say butterfly for you. But if we are playing with butterflies, or we're outside on a walk and we see a butterfly and we go, oh my gosh, it's a butterfly, butterfly. The chances of our child repeating us in that situation versus, oh, what's that? What's that? Is much higher in the first situation where we're just talking about it. Butterfly, wow, look. Butterfly. That's going to get you way more engagement from your child. You're creating a safe space where there's no pressure to communicate, because when kids aren't doing something, it's usually for a reason. Or if they are doing something, it's for a reason. There's a quote by Dr. Ross Greene, and he says, kids do well when they can. And so if we think we just haven't asked them enough questions, or we haven't asked them, what's this, what's this, what's this, what's this, and if we think that's going to build their vocabulary, it's just not. And it's not functional. We don't go around in our day labeling the things in our environment. We actually use those, we call those fringe words, because they are used way less to communicate with our world. What we actually use is all of these small words that we call them core words. And it's words like it's, and, the, want, it's verbs, all of these things that we can't drill. We can't say, what's this, to try to get them to say, go. Right? But we could go, ready, set, go, and start running. We could say, ready, set, and we might wait and pause so they can fill in, because they've heard us say it so many times that they know exactly what comes next. And because even if we pause for a second, they know we're not going to say go, because we're not going to put that pressure on them. Now, if we do, even if we're not saying, what's this, but we use that word, say this, we're putting that pressure on them to speak. And that kills connection, that kills communication and learning, because now you have triggered a stress response, which inhibits learning. That puts the body into fight or flight. And when we're in fight or flight, we are not learning. We are not accessing our true skills. And we want to make sure that we're not stressing our kids out, right? We want them to be learning. We want them to be thriving, and that is what teaching will do versus testing. Thanks. I'd love to talk more about this. I could talk about it all day. So hit me up with any questions you have about this philosophy of teaching, not testing. Bye.